everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a recommendations for standalone novels. These are young adult books that I really found that I enjoyed. There are ones from different genres, so young adult, fantasy, contemporary. They are funny, heartbreaking, all of the above. With 4 books to go, let's go ahead and get started. Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan. This is a young adult revenge story that I found extremely gripping, and when I read it, I was just flipping through the pages to try to find out what was going to happen next. The main character is dealing with the fallout of her parents and her best friend being murdered and herself almost being killed. So a couple years after these traumatic events happen, she puts her plan into motion to take revenge on the people who turned her life completely upside down. The main character really thought through so many different things, and it was truly crazy. There was a lot of different twists and turns in this book that I really enjoyed, and I found myself finishing this book in about probably a day. So if you're looking for a quick young adult read that has a very hardened main character with nothing left to lose but herself, this is a very good book to pick up. The next book I have is one of my absolute favorite books of all time, and that is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. This is a wonderful book that they ended up making into a movie, which I didn't like too much, but this book was fabulous. This is the first and only Neil Gaiman book that I've ever actually read. I picked it up from the young adult section, but at some places they have it in the fantasy section. If you haven't heard of this book, it's about a young man who sees a falling star and he has a crush on this one girl. And he tells her he is going to catch the falling star and bring it to her so he could win her affections. He goes across the wall which separates his world from a different world, and their adventure ensues where there are witches and magic and princes and all kinds of things. It's dark, it's witty, it's funny, it's just such an amazing, heartwarming adventure. If you're interested in reading a really quick, short fantasy read, this is one to pick up. The next book I have is a young adult contemporary, and that is The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a very tough story to get through. Something happened to the main character where she stopped speaking, and that's how she copes with what she went through and the traumatic events that happened. The story follows the main character when she starts a brand new school, and she ends up reconnecting with an old friend of hers, and his name was Ryder. The two characters start to reconnect and become friends again when Ryder's life starts to spiral completely out of control. And Mallory, the main character, has to make a choice whether she wants to speak up and help him or continue to stay silent. This book was absolutely devastating, and it was gripping, and it was so moving. I could not get this book out of my head for the longest time. There are some triggers in this book, so if you're very sensitive to certain subjects, go ahead and check out Goodreads to kind of find out what they are, but this is an amazing book and I really like it. This next book I want to talk about is actually a fairy tale retelling, and that is Hunted by Megan Spooner. This I was very unsure about when I went into it because I'm not really sure how much I like retellings, but this one I really did enjoy, and especially since it's standalone, I don't have to keep reading through a series. So the main character, her father, ends up losing their family fortune, and they have to move out to the outskirts of their town. Her father becomes obsessed with this beast and ends up hunting them and suddenly goes missing. So the main character, of course, as the main characters do, goes after her father to try to save him and find out what happened. The author took the Beauty and the Beast retelling and made it her own and put her own spin on it that I really enjoyed. This is one of the best retellings that I've read after the Lunar Chronicles. So if you're looking for a fairy tale retelling with a strong main character, this is the one for you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my standalone recommendations. I hope that if you haven't read these, you might go ahead and pick them up. If you have read them, go ahead and let me know what you thought of them down below in the comments. Happy reading! Bye!